Hello, and welcome to the London Foreign Press Association Media Awards for 2020. This is certainly a year unlike any other. COVID-19 continues to change how we live our lives. One of the changes, as you can see, is that our awards are entirely online this year. No glittering black tie reception or propping up the bar, swapping stories with old friends. Instead, we've moved it all to this virtual space and hope that next year we might be able to see you in person. It's been a very difficult year for so many people, and the cost in human lives is truly terrible. But while the battle to defeat the COVID-19 virus eclipses all other considerations, we felt it's just as important as ever to highlight the hard work and professionalism of our colleagues. The coronavirus may be dominating the news agenda, but journalists everywhere continue to tell inspiring and important stories to the world. My personal thanks go to our judges for all their hard work going through the huge numbers of entries this year, those from the ranks of the FPA and our special guest judges, Sarah Sands, Say Rhodes and John Lloyd, who joined them to choose the winners from our shortlists. This year the quality of entries was as high as ever, which made the task a really tough one. Stay with us as we reveal the winners and honour this year's tremendous work from our members and journalists around the globe. Thank you.
Story of the Year by a full member of the FPA in a foreign language. And the finalists are Alessandro Allocca, writing for La Repubblica, with Taking Giulio Regeni's Bike Home from Cambridge to Italy. Simone Filippetti for Il Sole 24 Ore, with In the Ruins of Lincolnshire. Namak Koshnor, Emir Nada and team for BBC News Arabic documentaries with London Lockdown. And Birgit Maas for Deutsche Welle with A Football Club for Grieving Fathers. And the winner is Alessandro Allocca for La Repubblica.
Do you know Giulio Regeni?
Who?
Giulio Regeni.
No, sorry.
No, but you are a student in Cambridge here.
Yeah.
And you don't know the story of Giulio Regeni?
No.
No,
Sorry.
okay.
It was very sad. And we had a very small memorial for him in the library.
Can work in here. So it is a quiet zone, but it's also used as a sort of social area. We have the Compass researchers who work in that little room just off in there.
Yeah.
So
Because
yes.
he came here to study.
Yes, of course. Yes,
to work.
Yeah.
Mi sa che mi metto a piangere. Sto commuovendo. Eccovi la bici di vostro figlio.
Bellissimo. Grazie.
Grazie, sono pietrificata. Lei è venuta?
Lei è tornata.
Lei sì, ma Giulio no.
TV News Story of the Year. And the finalists for this category are Arwa Damon and team for CNN with Idlib forced to flee again. Gabriel Gatehouse, Jack Garland and Warwick Harrington for BBC Newsnight with Hong Kong, The Battle of Polly U. And Clive Myrie, David McElveen and Sam Paranti for BBC News with Ethnic Minority Health Workers. And the winners are Gabriel Gatehouse, Jack Garland and Warwick Harrington for BBC Newsnight.
In the face of government intransigence and aggressive policing, a protest movement has morphed into a total rejection of China's political system. And some have turned away from peaceful marches to catapults and bows and arrows. This is Hong Kong, 2019.
Come with me. Okay, they're saying we've got to get out of here. It's dangerous, and actually I agree with them. This whole bridge is full of petrol bombs and it's about to go off.
All night, we watched the two sides play a kind of cat and mouse game. The protesters are exhausted, their numbers depleted. There are rumours of a ceasefire. And then, at 5:30 in the morning, the police make their move from the side streets.
Best Radio and Podcast of the Year. And the finalists are Audrey Gillen, Dan Maudsley, Rory O'Skerry and Shelley Joffre for BBC Scotland with On the Ground. Helena Merriman for BBC Radio 4 with Tunnel 29. And Nicholas Pelham, Anne McElvoy and Amika Nolan for The Economist Radio with Trapped in Iran. And the winner is Helena Merriman for BBC Radio 4.
His name's Joachim. He's a student, just 22 years old. And when this story begins, back in 1961, he's just escaped to West Berlin from East Germany, a brutal dictatorship. But now he wants to go back into the East, the place he's just escaped, to help other people get out, just like he did. To do that, though, he has to get past this. The Berlin Wall. Miles and miles of concrete slabs and barbed wire. He could try to climb over the wall, but the searchlights might find him, and then, like others who tried, he could be killed. And so you can see why Joachim decides not to go over the wall, but under it. He builds a tunnel, spending hours at a time digging underground in a space the size of a coffin, pulling out the earth handful by handful. And he does all this for days, weeks, until finally he reaches the death strip. It's a section of land right next to the wall that's patrolled by border guards. And he knows that those border guards are listening for diggers under their feet, so that Joachim is slowly digging straight into a trap.
Best Story About Britain by a full member of the FPA. And the finalists are Phil Black and Barbara Avanatidis for CNN with A Deadly Business, the other frontline workers. Daniel Faitaua for TVNZ with The Kiwi Nurse Who Helped Save UK Prime Minister's Life from Coronavirus. And Hans van Leeuwen writing for the Australian Financial Review with Britain's Broken Heartland. And the winner is Phil Black for CNN.
We all know this is a time of death, of loss, so great it's difficult to comprehend.
There's a request of a very small baby passing away. I need some paperwork from him.
A small, stillborn baby and the baby's mother, both victims of COVID-19. Once collected, they lie side by side in the van, the baby in the adult-sized coffin.
Very sad. I've never experienced that one ever in my life. You know.
Issa wasn't prepared for this.
It's a tough challenge. It's a tough one. Even for me, it's very, very tough. Very, very painful.
Later, Issa arranges another special request. His hearse is driving by a London hospital so the staff can honour one of their own. They're clapping for Abdul Hafiz, an ambulance care assistant, another COVID-19 victim.
Print and Web Story of the Year. And the finalists are Nima El-Bagir, Barbara Avanitidis and Katie Paul-Blaze for CNN, with how a Catholic order dedicated to protecting children failed them. Stephen Gray and Andrew McCaskill for Reuters, with Johnson listened to his scientists about coronavirus. And finally, Anthony Lloyd for The Times, with ISIS time bomb jail packed with 5,000 fighters. And the winner is Anthony Lloyd for The Times, with ISIS time bomb jail packed with 5,000 fighters. Financial and economic story of the year. And the finalists are Ed Caesar for The New Yorker with The Rock, the woman shaking up the diamond industry. Sophie Elmhurst for The Guardian long read with Tampon Wars, the battle to overthrow the Tampax empire. And Michael Peel for The Financial Times with Moscow on the Med, Cyprus and its Russians. And the winner is Sophie Elmhurst for The Guardian long read with Tampon Wars, the battle to overthrow the Tampax empire. TV documentary story of the year. And the finalists are Sasha Joelle Achille for BBC, PBS and Mongoose Pictures with Italy's Frontline, A Doctor's Diary. Waad Al-Khatib and Edward Watts for Channel 4 and ITN Productions with For Sama. And Adam Brown for BBC Storyville with Into the Storm. And the winner is Sasha Joelle Achille for the BBC.
Dr. Francesca Mangiatordi works in the A&E department at Cremona Hospital. Every ward here is full of COVID-19 patients.
Allora, tra un'ora un posto si libera in ginecologia, però tra un'ora perché hanno fatto un decesso e quindi aspettano la polizia. Sì, Covid. Ormai le tax sono tutte uguali praticamente, e tutte brutte.
Il problema è che muoiono velocemente e la cosa brutta è che non facevano in tempo a raffreddarsi i letti che erano già occupati con degli altri pazienti.
Godiamoci davvero la vita per chi potrà farlo. Con il rammarico e soprattutto il pensiero a chi invece non ce l'ha fatta.
Environment Story of the Year. The finalists are Alex Crawford and team for Sky News with The Plastic Nile. Anna Naomi D'Souza and Kata Karath for Al Jazeera's Women Make Science with Ecuador's Hidden Treasure. And Kiara Nugent for Time with A Revolution's Evolution, inside Extinction Rebellion's attempt to reform its climate activism. And the winner is Alex Crawford for Sky News.
This is the majestic Nile, the world's longest river, crucial to the survival of millions of people.
The Nile is basically a life source for them.
But now the river's existence is threatened like never before.
Everywhere you walk, it's all plastic.
We followed the polluted waters from the river's source. for the first time, we were revealed the full extent of plastic pollution across 5 countries.
All of this, or large parts of it, could end up getting
washed out
straight down.
And we urge the international community to take immediate action before it's too late.
If we don't do anything to save the Nile is going to die.
Arts and Culture Story of the Year. And the finalists are Tutankhamun's Last Tour, Gerhard Abbas and team for BBC News Arabic documentaries. Hillbilly, Sally Rubin and Ashley York for Al Jazeera Witness. And Life in Italian Lockdown, Vernon Silva for Bloomberg Business Week. And the winner is Sally Rubin and Ashley York with Hillbilly for Al Jazeera Witness.
This is where we're owning our hillbilliness. We're taking pride in the way we look.
Hillbillies are really nice and they help people, but some people think that we're horrible people.
What is a hillbilly?
Somebody not familiar with modern times.
I grew up in Appalachia. There's a long history of stereotyping that has plagued the Appalachian region.
In County Kentucky, you'll find some of the poorest places in America.
One road out, Floyd County. When I was 9 years old, I saw this 48 Hours news program, which made sweeping generalizations about people from my region.
They must understand the gestational and generational complexities of poverty and pride and culture. Study the gravestones on the hillsides that await the inscriptions of names belonging to people, not statistics, not stereotypes.
I feel proud and very happy to have been shortlisted for the year 2020 Thompson Foundation Award. This award will open a lot of doors, not just for me, but indeed for Nigerian journalists. They are journalists speaking for the voiceless. We are doing journalism that matters and we are being encouraged for that.
Estoy muy contento por ser uno de los 3 finalistas del premio Young Journalist Award. Me reconforta también saber que ahora la voz de estas comunidades y sus problemas serán escuchados y vistos a nivel mundial. Es también una motivación a seguir trabajando, siempre con la verdad, siempre con buenos principios y practicando un periodismo libre y objetivo.
Thomson Foundation Young Journalist Award is a recognition of your hard work and also yet another confirmation that the problems you are covering are truly important. Investigative reporting is time-consuming, requires a lot of effort and courage. It gives me the feeling of doing something right. This is inspiring and motivating.
Hay que siempre ir tras la verdad, porque ese es nuestro principal objetivo. Ahora que soy el ganador del Young Journalist Award 2020 organizado por la Fundación Thomson, me siento muy feliz y bastante motivado. Pero considero que este triunfo no es solamente un logro personal, sino también es el triunfo de aquellas comunidades cuyos derechos han sido pisoteados, atropellados, violentados por el sistema. Ahora su voz es escuchada a nivel mundial. Este triunfo es de los niños de Cerro de Pasco, que han sido contaminados con plomo en la sangre. Es el triunfo de los pescadores de cancas, de los comerciantes empobrecidos por la COVID-19 y de todas aquellas comunidades que viven día a día grandes tragedias que son silenciadas y que muchas veces no llegamos a saberlas y que lamentablemente casi nunca encuentran solución. Este premio es para ellos.
Travel and Tourism Story of the Year. And the finalists are Joshua Hunt for 1843 magazine with The Coronavirus Cruise on board the Diamond Princess. Philip Alterman and Lois Hoyle writing for The Guardian Weekend with Everyone Was Drenched in the Virus. And Sean Walker for Guardian Long Reads with The Last of the Zoroastrians. And the winner is Joshua Hunt for 1843 magazine with The Coronavirus Cruise on board the Diamond Princess. Science Story of the Year. The finalists are Jenny Agg, writing for The Guardian Long Read, with My 4 Miscarriages, Why is Losing a Pregnancy So Shrouded in Mystery? Linda Rodriguez McRobbie, also for Guardian Long Read, with The Man in the Iron Lung. Bianca Nobilo for CNN, with Coronavirus Has Stolen Our Most Meaningful Ways to Connect. And Sansan F. Young for Al Jazeera's Women Make Science, Kyrgyzstan's Space School. And the winner is Sansan F. Young for Al Jazeera English.
И лишь мысль о том, что я просто смотрю с борта МКС, там типа окошко маленькое есть, на землю, это просто мысль очень так захватывала.
When are you aiming to launch?
So in the very beginning we were thinking that we'll be launching this year, but then we realized that we are not ready at all. But so now we are hoping to launch it maybe in 2021. But we need to fundraise more. No one was doing like these kind of projects in our country before, so we need to like learn everything by the scratch.
Looking there and thinking that one day it will be there, and I can actually say that something that I helped to build is in space. I think it's just amazing.
Yeah. Oh, the mood is beautiful.
Journalist of the Year for 2020 is Maria Ressa of the Philippines. Maria Ressa is an ex-CNN reporter and founder and CEO of Rappler. She is currently on trial for reporting on corruption and state-sanctioned violence at the heart of the Duterte regime in the Philippines, a trial denounced by many human rights organizations as politically motivated. Her bravery and determination is admired by journalists around the world. The FPA believes in championing freedom of the press and is proud to support Maria in her fight to shine a light on the abuses of the Philippines government. We are privileged to have a close working relationship with Maria, who has appeared in a recent FPA exclusive press briefing on data harvesting and the uncontrolled power of social media. Maria joins a long line of brave, passionate and talented journalists to be awarded the London Foreign Press Association Journalist of the Year.